like angel on one side and like the devil on the other. Like he has two devils, and they're both like, "Dog, do it. What are you waiting for? Yeah, what's he waiting for? Just do it." You know what I mean?
I was like, as you were, I thought you were gonna say angel and devil again, and I was like, it's just one big devil behind them. Like, do it, nigga. Yeah. Welcome back, casuals. You guys thought we were dead. We are not dead. We are back. It's the new year. I mean, I feel like we skipped like a month. I kept getting sick. Things kept happening. I have a child in daycare, and I think Mo knows and Rod. And we're gonna get to introing these guys in a second. You know, Mo, that children in daycare are just walking diseases, and there's a new disease invented by my child every day, and then I get it, and I'm like bedridden for a week. So, but we are back. And we have an awesome show, and you know, it's something I talk about with people all the time, my friends especially, about how I don't particularly love NBA media as much as everybody else, surprisingly, because it's the same hot takes or whatever. And I would say today we are joined by our two guests that are, you guys love basketball, but I feel like not like the way people usually do, like, you know, knowing stats and be like, check out this highlight. Like you both play, some higher levels than the other. Mo, did you play in the WNBA?
NBA, yeah.
Oh, you played in the NBA? Yeah,
NBA first. Yeah, you don't remember that?
I didn't know that. Rod, you played a little overseas ball.
I played everywhere there is to play.
Everywhere. Okay, we're going to get into that. But I want to give you guys some of your credits here in case people don't know you and you need to know these people. So right here, Mo Welch, comedian on Conan, cartoonist in The New Yorker, and author of How to Die Alone, an author. And an artist. People might know you from your character Blair, that cartoon strip. And actually, Rod, overseas ball player, you played in Korea, the Philippines, France, Puerto Rico, Taiwan. Again, you could tell us a little bit if we missed one. NBA blogger, artist, and author of a brand new book, Different Dude. Yes. Guys, Mo Welch and Rod Benson. Give it up.
Thank you.
My resume wasn't as impressive, I don't think. It was.
No way. Look at this.
No, I mean, it was pretty similar.
I've only played basketball with 35 plus year olds in the United States, so I'm impressed.
I'm really sensitive to the idea when, like, now that the book is out, it's like everyone else already wrote a book. I'm like, damn, you too? I'm late.
No.
I'm the last one in this party.
I don't think so. I mean,
CJ doesn't have a book.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
You just didn't follow through. He didn't follow.
I didn't follow through. I've barely read a book in the last few years. So the fact that both of you guys have written books, and I was just like realizing this as I was like introing you guys together that books, comedy. You have a team at UCB, Rod?
Yes, indeed.
How the heck have you guys, so like Fall Through was founded because I believe that there is an intersection between basketball and comedy. You two can speak to that. Why do you think there is like a synergy or relationship that a lot of people don't certainly realize?
I mean, it's a team sport. I mean, especially for you, if you do improv, it's a team sport. I mean, I like that collaborative nature. And as you know, it's like when we moved out here, we started playing in the same basketball leagues. Yeah. And so it's like our whole lives are comedy and basketball.
Yeah. Rod?
Well, I think that they both like I've never heard that before. And I see the overlap in that, like, to me, basketball is life, right? Like, you see these moments that encapsulate like years of your life or months of your life. Like, you had to train for something, you had to overcome this and that, you had to get to this moment, you had to push through, and you watch one guy dunk on someone and you get the feeling of that whole. And I think a good joke actually does the same thing. I've been feeling all these things, I've been living all this life, and this one moment that you hear the joke crystallizes all that time for you. And both are just
authentic and real at their heart.
That's really cool that you're like fortunate enough to say that a dunk feels like making a joke, because
it feels it to other people. It feels
When
like,
they
to me,
see
it's a
it.
joke. It's all comedy and tragedy is a thin line, my friend. It's all the same to me.
We played in that league that was at Pan Pacific forever, and one of my proudest moments, because I was in the guys at that time, there was no women's league, the rec league, and so I played in the guys league, and I got dunked on once so hard, and I was like, this is the best moment of my life.
and that wasn't because you were a woman. It was because that league was rigged. Like, it was supposed to be a comedy league.
Yeah.
But like, and again, I'll call him out.
I played in that league.
You did?
I did.
Did
you really?
Yeah.
So what team did you play on?
The Comedy Store.
I was gonna bring it up
because Richie he goes around recruiting people. But the funny thing was, I was in improv, so everyone there was really mad because I would never be there. I just show up for the playoffs.
So funny,
and we would just win, and they'd be like, "He doesn't even do comedy." I'm like,
"Did you dunk in a game?"
Like many times.
It could have been you dunking on me.
Like,
you were one of.
It was like 2018 to 20. Basically, after during the pandemic, I stopped. So right when I retired, that 3 years I played in that stupid league, and I was out of shape, and
you were gone, or you were playing by the time I
wouldn't
was
have just
gone.
dunked on you, I don't think.
Well, it wasn't a thing where like somebody was like, I'm gonna dunk on her. It was like it was a play, and I was excited to be there. I was like, this is great.
See, for me, I would never I guess I would make. Weirdly, I played enough basketball where the choice to dunk on someone is like there, and in those type of games, even attempting it is like essentially you're going to tear your ACL. Not because you can't jump, but because someone's going to try to pin you down. And like they don't know what that does to someone exploding up. They just know what a hard foul feels like to them. So I generally don't try to dunk on people in those environments.
Me getting dunked on probably isn't what you're envisioning, like as far as like real basketball. I mean, like I was more like me, like backing up, like, oh, here he comes, you know?
Please don't dunk on me.
Yeah.
It's more of just watching. Like I have a front row seat to this dunk.
That's what I think getting dunked on is.
Have you been dunked on?
Plenty of times by that team. And the thing is, I'm like, I'm just playing defense, but it's like, no, I got dunked on, you know, and it hurt my feelings. It's like, it's a definitely, because the thing is, so, and I think we can all paint this picture a little bit more, but like you come out here to LA, you want to be in comedy, you want to get paid and make a living, you know, trying to be a comedian, artist, actor, someone in the entertainment business, creative, right? And it's right away, I think we can all say it's hard, and it's you're searching for validation. You're like, oh, I'm gonna go play basketball as an escape, and then you go and play and you get embarrassed, and it's like, man, life is tough.
Damn, I didn't have any of those issues because I linked up with Steve Harvey back in '99, and we just
you were just writing his bits for him.
I've been riding a lot more than the bench, and I don't have any of your woes. I'm financially well off. Can you tell?
Trying on his big suits for him.
All 6 buttons, Mr. Harvey.
His hairpiece. Well, Mo, can you describe a little bit about? So you moved here. We know each other from Chicago when we were playing out there, but you came here and like I feel like it was a lot more basketball than comedy.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, it's hard. It is hard. You're like, okay, well, I'm not getting a job in comedy as soon as I think I'm going to, and then your friend group ends up being all these comedians anyway. And a lot of, you know, with comedy, a lot of it is like people remembering that you're there, like that you're around. And that's why we go to all the shows and we're always showing face. Yeah. And with basketball, you're like, oh, well, I'm just there every week. And so I've gotten a lot of opportunities just from playing basketball with comedians because they remember, because they're there. You're there.
I got my job with the Pistons because of Betsy, who was in our game. This opportunity to run creative over at the Pistons, and she was this producer at Funny or Die, and a fucking baller, who I don't think plays that much anymore because she has 2 children. And like makes all of Will Ferrell and Adam McKay's movies, but was just like, oh, you play basketball? Do you have any ideas? And then I came up with this whole deck and pitched her, and that started my career. But that was through, you know, people, because my plan was I moved here and I had a TV credit and nothing was happening with it. And I was just like, I'll just play basketball at the court across the street from my apartment until I'm broke and I have to move back.
And that was like, you move out here and you got to network. But I didn't know how to network, but I knew how to play basketball, and just so many friends came through and people I had not met. And it was like, you could play basketball and you could be nice. And that was networking, but I didn't know that. But Rod, you probably had a different experience. Like, so walk us through a little bit about like your professional career. Like, you played college ball at...
I played high school at Torrey Pines in San Diego, which I have to start there because it's basically like a college, and like a lot of like wealthy people come out of there. Then 4 years at Cal. Then the next 4 years was like 3 or 4 D-League teams, France, Puerto Rico, in and out of training camps, 30, 40 mini camps, 4 training camps. It was just like the whole year was just stuff.
Yeah.
So... And then I played Korea basically after that till the end of my career, like 8-9 years. So I retired in 2018, and I really just started doing improv on a dare. Someone was like, "You won't do improv." We were just drinking like the very first night back.
Yeah.
And then I was in a 101 like 3 days later. So I like learned a lot of this like comedy stuff like the opposite way. I will say I played in the Beverly Hills League like 2 games.
Interesting.
Again, people would just try to get me out to games I would never go.
Yeah.
But I remember what the dude from Grandma's Boy. The robot guy.
Oh,
I can't remember who that is.
guy.
But Sandler, they're all Sandler's guys, right?
Bro, that's the best comedian basketball player I've ever seen. That's the best actor basketball player I've ever seen.
And
He can handle the goddamn rock. And he's like he's tall. He's like 6'5".
Wait, who is
this?
the guy?
Just look it up. Grandma's Boy.
look
the
it up,
dude
Max.
from Grandma's Boy.
It's Nick Swartzen.
Joel David Moore.
That's got to be him. The nerdy looking dude in the duster. Yes.
he was like the nerd in early 2000s movies.
And you know what a guy looks like in a basketball jersey when he like never plays?
Yeah.
You know, like when
No
a guy's like has that
definition.
fluidity. He walked in like, I was like, yeah. And then he had like 40 ball, like pulling up from like,
Really?
like he is hands down the best actor basketball player I've ever seen. All that Michael B. Jordan. He's LA Fitness. No. It is that guy. He's secretly the baller in the room.
Oh, that guy. Let's see.
Yeah,
Yep,
this
that's
dude. That's who got all those nerd roles.
He has
in
my
the 2000s.
respect.
That's
My
great.
full and
hilarious.
total respect.
Well, you know what's funny, because I said it on this show is, do you know what's his name? Why am I blanking on his name? From Search Party.
John Early?
Yeah, no, not John Early.
Oh, the other guy.
John Reynolds.
John Reynolds. I can't believe I forgot John's
Yes.
name.
You got to show me John Reynolds. I'm not a stranger.
Show John
Thin
Reynolds,
guy.
who he's not like the nerd has become the hot guy now.
Oh, okay,
Yeah.
okay.
He plays for like fucking prime Dirk Nowitzki.
Wait, what do you mean like? Oh, okay.
Like,
because I
well-
only saw like season 1. I'm like, who is this guy?
Yeah, he was a
Yeah.
cop.
Are you saying he's good at basketball too?
very good?
Interesting.
And plays with glasses on.
Wow. I've never played him.
That's a flex.
Yeah.
I think I actually love the way Adam Sandler plays. Have you played with
Yeah.
him? He's like,
I have not played
he
with him.
passes the ball. He's like such a facilitator. I was like so impressed.
And it's like sneaky, like not old man game, but it's just like
It's his own
efficient.
kind of old man game.
Have you
It's
played
like-
with him?
Yeah.
How was it?
It was like, I was just couldn't believe how good he was at passing the ball. Like he'll go in and like make a move, but like he doesn't need to shoot. He'll shoot when he has to, but
Okay,
I
Mo,
was
you got it,
impressed.
because I didn't know you played against Sandler.
well, he would roll up when we played, when like Comedy Store Guys and all of that, when we played on Wednesdays
At
at San
Poinsettia?
Vicente.
Okay,
like,
gotcha.
Yeah. And so he came and played once. And then when I can't remember if it was with the guys or the girls, but Common came and played once, and he
Okay.
was good.
Okay. Yeah, he was like, when a movie about basketball was being made, he would get that role and it would just
Common
like
for, like,
too polished.
20 years has just been like the NBA All-Star. Like,
Yeah.
like, any celebrity basketball game,
Yeah.
we need a song about hoops. Like, I got you. We're going to go to Detroit. We're gonna, like, why is like, how did Common get this 20-year contract? Because I want it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's not like, no one thinks about him anymore unless something basketball
Right,
happens.
right.
It's like,
And I think
yeah,
it's the
Common's
bald
there.
head, like Michael Jordan, Chicago. Yeah, again, NBA media isn't the greatest at like they
They don't
do
search really.
Yeah,
They're like,
exactly.
well, that guy.
that guy has held a basketball before. That's okay. Did he rock like the polo?
He would. I don't think he was wearing a polo, but it was like Sandler core for sure.
shirt,
Like
yeah.
big T-shirt. I mean, when he's playing basketball in it, it just looks like basketball clothes. But when he shows up to like parties and that, you're like, you're wearing basketball clothes, sir.
Red carpets.
Yeah.
And he just played pickup.
It's like wearing Hokas and, and
That's
one
right.
shorts. Yeah.
Him and you are you playing Hokas, play basketball.
You playing?
I do on my,
Hokas?
She showed up this morning.
It's a recent thing.
And I was like, wow.
If you get the wide ones, they're really good. They're light and it gives me like half an inch in height too. And not that it mattered.
Yeah.
But yeah, they're good. I think they're better than basketball shoes because basketball shoes are really clunky and they're heavy.
Yeah.
Like, I just think it's a marketing thing.
No, basketball shoes are totally a marketing.
I have to
Yeah.
retract the statement.
Yeah.
If you were wearing Hokas, I definitely tried to dunk on you. 1,000%.
Yeah.
Like, that's just disrespectful to so many
Yeah,
different.
it
The
is.
indigenous crowd is upset. Like, what are Hokas doing here on the court?
It is.
We got
I will admit it is disrespectful to the game of basketball.
Rod, who was the most famous person or maybe weirdest celebrity you played in a game with?
Oh, I mean, I don't know. I played with a lot of NBA guys.
Yeah.
Weird. So there's a story in my book though about.
Please, yeah,
it's a
I'd
good
love
time
to
to
hear
tell it. Mike Bibby used to like run Sacramento when I was up there. Like, not even really him. Team Dime was like his group of guys.
Yeah.
And they would just like, I met them first like at the club. There'd just be 10 dudes like literally 10. Like that was their whole deal. Like 10 dudes from Arizona just at the club, like almost like bouncers or party promoters. Then one day someone's like, you got to go play pickup later. We got a spot. Because we used to play like 2 or 3 times a day, like switch gyms. And then someone else was like, you don't want to go there. Team Dime is going to be there.
Oh,
and I'm like, the
that's
dudes
like
from the
Cobra Kai.
club, like the promoters?
Team Dime.
What does that matter? What I had wrong was that Mike Bibby, he's really good. So he was good.
How old is he at this point?
He's got to be like my age.
Okay.
Like my age now. This was 2007.
Okay. Oh, I mean, he's still playing like.
Yeah, but he was
legitimately.
like just retired or something.
Just
it was like
retired, okay.
something like where it didn't feel like he was like that guy anymore, but still he was really good.
In between skinny and jacked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't actually see him that much except for on this court, but
Okay.
what they would literally never lose a pickup game. And I found it out that day I went because they basically had 10 dudes and they were all like 6'3" but jacked.
Yeah.
So they'd have the 5 playing with Mike Bibby, and again he's good, but they're all ass, and the other 4 would just foul. And then when the other team would get mad, the other 5 in the stands would get up and be like, so what are we doing about it? So to date, I don't think Mike Bibby's ever lost a pickup game.
Oh my God.
Including the game I played where it was like 11-3. And we had like Brad Miller and all these guys on it doesn't matter. You can't beat Mike Bibby in Sacramento. He's insular.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've seen his like cribs, and now if anyone hasn't seen him, maybe pull up a picture. But he is like jacked as if remember like Bane in the 90s Batmans and early 2000s where it was like overnight and they like injected him and then he like mutated into a jacked person. That's what Mike Bibby right now looks like.
The reference I use for that is like they touched the ooze from Ninja Turtle 2.
Yeah.
Him and Lil Bow Wow both got thick recently, and I have my suspicions.
I like Mo's reaction.
I can't, yeah.
Have you seen him? Is this the first time?
No, that's a great photo too.
And that's old, right? That's like 7
that's
years old.
a few years now. But he's maintained it. But just like why? And maybe you could speak on that a little bit. Like you stopped playing professionally, and is the instinct I'm just gonna get jacked or what?
No, I would say like this is kind of deep and maybe too deep for the moment, but if your whole life is based on achievement, you have to keep achieving.
Interesting.
If you have money, you need to keep winning investments. If you like women, you got to keep smashing them. No matter if you're married, you're not. It doesn't matter. You just have to keep going. And the worst people I know who played basketball just keep going, and they don't really care who's in their way.
That's so wild because I think my life is I want to be so successful that I can give up.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, but the problem is you never get there. I think
I know.
everyone to a man
I
would
know.
say that, but that's the point of like our whole economic system. If you're not moving up, you're considered going down.
Yeah.
So when you reach the end, what else do you do? Just keep trying to keep it up as high as you can forever.
Interesting. Okay, so I think all of us here, we also share this in common. And when did you think, or when did you all realize, and was it a moment where you realized you weren't going to be in the NBA? And it looks different for all of us.
Especially me.
Yeah, we can start with Mo, but you were like, I want to play professionally.
Yeah, I mean, I played, I was in Oak Park, like, in, right outside Chicago. And like, I was playing when my parents got divorced. We moved up there. So I was like in the alley and I was like, just play with the guys there. until, I graduated basically. And then, so I didn't play on a team that well.
Yeah.
I was like doing moves I wasn't I got in trouble once because at the game and I was like open layup and like put it between my legs, left hand brick.
That's an entertainer.
Yeah, I'm an entertainer.
Yeah.
I was in the wrong field. But I didn't there was like a dream there for a while, played junior college. And then I was like, when I went to the University of Wyoming, I was like going to try to walk on. And then I got into like radio, which led me to comedy.
Yeah. And you were doing like sports stuff within that, right?
Right. Yeah. So then I was like, well, but I'm kind of happy it happened that way because I have like a lot of friends who were athletes in high school and college and they obviously that was their life and then they like lost the love of the game. And so like because I was nothing, I still love basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's cool. Rod, I think.
I don't know if I ever just had a moment where I was like, this isn't going to happen because I was routinely like being called into the room.
Yeah.
Even I was like my last year in Korea, when I was about to retire, I got called in to do Team USA. I was like the oldest person by like a decade. It was super weird. But if I had to pick a moment where I'm like, I don't know, man. Like, I was, at the time I was in camp with the Pacers. And I was like number one in every defensive category in the D League, like every single one. Yeah. In terms of like synergy stuff. Not like I didn't lead the league in blocks, just like the best defender, the number one rebounder, all these things. And I was killing Roy Hibbert in training camp, like killing him. Like Jim O'Brien had to stop practice like every 8 minutes, like just to say, Rod, you're gonna be an NBA player one day, but like I have to. Roy Hibbert, why are you letting Rod Benson kick your motherfucking ass? Yeah. And Frank Vogel would pull me aside after practice and be like, dog, you're doing real good. You're doing real good. And then one day, Larry Bird calls me in for a meeting, and I'm like, oh, shit, they're going to cut me. But, like, that's crazy. Why would you do it with the team president? Like, we should never talk. As much stuff as I did with an NBA team, I never talked to the team president. Yeah. Because I wasn't the guy who's supposed to. So he sits me down, and he's like, 5 years ago, we had the Malice at the Palace, or however long ago it was. And a couple years ago, Jim Mull Tinsley shot himself. Yeah. So while you're here, we'd like you to quit your Yahoo blog. And I was like,
doing a blog then.
Oh, I was just like, I'm just writing about Steak and Shake. Like, yeah. And he's like, and I'm like, all right. And I like went home. I went back to the Sheraton Indianapolis or whatever. And I was like, all right, I'm going to quit for sure. I have to. But like, wow. Did he compare like what I was writing to shooting myself in the leg? Hold on. The Malice in the Palace, the biggest fight in NBA history.
That is crazy.
Just because no one else had a blog. It wasn't for any other reason. I had the most tame blog in American sports history. It was just me talking about MySpace messages and like bars in North Dakota.
And it's so funny. You look at the way players in social media now, and that's like evolved so much, but it's like they just didn't want players to have like speak and express themselves.
They had the social media awards in the first ever NBA social media awards, I want to say in 2013. I've been in Korea 3 years. And that's like probably the only time in my life where I was like legitimately upset at something like fully outside my control. Because I was really just pushed out for that reason. Like, I don't know if you finished the book or anything, but like the emails from my agent really crystallized like his fight to try and be like, you think all these things about him just because he writes a blog? That's crazy.
Well, and I don't know if you knew Jim O'Brien's son, right?
I don't. I do.
So Jim O'Brien's son, and great guy, Jack O'Brien, who founded Cracked.com and now hosts a bunch of NBA and like entertainment podcasts for iHeart. So it's funny. It's just like his son is exactly what we all do.
CJ, I've learned throughout the years, and being in a million rooms, bro, everybody kind of sucks. Like, and they're just going to protect what they protect. And at a time when the NBA didn't understand me, they just tried to protect what it was already. Well, the minute it was safe, they all just got rich off it.
And I don't want to make this episode like Hollywood can be unfair, or like we just went through this strike and like the execs and whatnot. But I do think it's interesting that there is such a parallel between those higher ups, coaches, front offices, like even agents and whatnot, and in sports and the NBA, and then also in comedy. Like I don't know about you guys, but I sit around with all my friends saying like, man, this is unfair. This is unfair. I wish we could just do the thing we love. Like, it's wild that exists in basketball and in comedy in almost the same ways.
Yeah, that must be harder. Like in basketball, it's such a small pool. And it's like, if you don't get to the NBA, it's like you have these other, you can go overseas and stuff, but you can't just be like no, I'm just going to start. I mean, you could be like, I'm going to start my own game.
Yeah.
I'm going to start my own league. Like, we can just be like, well, I'm going to start my own podcast then.
Yeah. Like, how much of it when you were playing basketball overseas, was it was more pure over there, right, than what you're hearing like in the NBA and it being a business? Or
I mean, every league around the world is a business.
Yeah.
A lot of the stuff the NBA implemented this year are some big business strategies by like FIBA teams, like the in-season tournament. Everybody does that. But they do it in soccer also. I would say that the NBA, and I think you're starting to see this, to me it's starting to become less entertaining because it does make moves, but it makes very specific ones. Like it really is the American way. Basketball, like NBA, is just America because they didn't do it equitably. They just legislated out the big man over and over and over again. Now this is like a tool that they do like around the world. Like, oh, it's imbalance. Like a lot of leagues have, you can only have one guy over 6'10" or two guys over 7 foot. In America, because they can't get away with that, they're just like, okay, you can't stand here, and here, but everyone else do anything else you like. And that's not a thing overseas because although they do want it to be a business, they don't really have favor for smaller or bigger players. And we really, literally, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, racism, and Michael Jordan like killed American basketball to where they just are like, anytime a big man, like one day Wemby's going to do something that he's going to realize, oh, snap, if I do this every time, like he has no idea what he's trying to play regular basketball.
Yeah.
When he realizes he can do something that will never be stopped again, there will immediately be 4 other guys who are like over 7'3" who start doing it. Then you'll hear like the helicopter block has been banned. And that's what the difference is overseas. Like they don't ban moves. They make like hard, like they call traveling. The NBA is just now like, if they really wanted to change it, they'd put offensive 3 in the corner. But they don't want to do that.
Yeah.
The more points, the more children will watch, the less they have to worry about the bottom line. So I don't know. It's fine. It just doesn't grip me like it used to because the way they played Shaq is the same way they played Kareem, is the same way they played everybody, honestly, over 7 foot.
Yeah. Wow. So, okay. So say you guys wake up and you're the commissioner of the NBA. What is something that you would do differently?
Do you have an answer?
It's kind of
it's
a
hard
big
because
question.
when you're running a business, there's a lot to consider. But I do think that there has to be like some sort of reduction to like a balance in the game for offensive, defense, and for heights. Like I'd actually liked, what if Wemby never had to leave right in front of the basket? It would be boring if it's Kareem doing it, but it might not be boring if Wemby's doing it. It's been 30 years. Let's see what the game actually looks like when we're watching what it's supposed to look like, not like how well do we make Ja Morant feel comfortable about taking off from 30 feet away from the basket. He will tear his labrum every week in perpetuity until he stops doing that. But he's not going to stop because you've made it so easy for him to take off every time.
Okay, I think mine is definitely.
I was going to wait.
It's definitely entertainment based. So I'm not even sure how the business works with the WNBA, but I just think that they should give more money to the WNBA and just make the players rich and see what happens. Just for society. And then I was at the Lakers game last night. And I love the Lakers girls, of course, but it's like I do want to see some different entertainment, like halftime entertainment. I also want to see, like, I saw this I think it was a viral video of like, I don't know if it was like NFL or NBA, but the dancers were all saying, they were like, hi, my name is Mo and I am a traveling nurse. Hi, my name is, and everyone had a career and then this was just their hobby. And I was like, I don't think anyone's being paid right.
No.
But I do want to see more, like, I want to see a stand-up comic in halftime. I just want to see some different entertainment. Or different dancers.
Stand-up doesn't even work at stand-up shows anymore. Like,
I want to see Joe Coy at halftime.
I bet he would do better than he did the other night.
He does arenas.
Yeah, it has to happen. Like, oh, you're doing Madison Square Garden, you also have to do the next game the night after.
Yes.
The day we know the NBA is dead is the day Matt Rife actually does do a Laker halftime. I guarantee it's going to happen. Same game as the helicopter dunk, and it's all over.
I saw the way that they treat, like Lakers fans treated Westbrook. Like Matt Rife would not be able to recover from this.
No.
Matt Rife has no shame. He can recover from anything.
That's true.
What bounces off me sticks to you. I'm rubber, you're glue. Maybe that's Matt Rife's style.
No, okay, this is so wild to me. It's something that I can't get over, and it's I feel like the never-ending struggle of the WNBA and women's sports is that, and you were saying about like the cheerleaders, like they were saying their other careers. The thing is, like, WNBA players have to play in other leagues overseas. The Brittany Griner shit started because when she was in prison, because she had to go over, I forget what country, was it Russia, where she had to play in another league because it's not enough money to make. And people would be like, well, they play less games or what. And it's like, physical sport is more demanding than sitting in a fucking cubicle and typing up bullshit emails. And so it is like, from an entertainment standpoint, it isn't just throwaway, because all the men on Twitter will be like, well, they're not as good or whatever.
Right.
It's not as entertaining.
They don't make enough money, or like what, they don't bring enough. And I'm like, like, who cares? Like, just give them a money anyway. I mean, it's getting better. Like, you could tell. Like, I mean, like, there are more fans, and like the gear is better. For me, it's like, you know, when I was playing basketball in high school, at college, it's like there were no women's basketball shorts. Yeah, like you had to go to the men's section, and so even that, like that, all of that has gotten so much better. Yeah, and you can see it going up. But I'm just like, wouldn't it be fun though, just to see all these women, like, just, you know, with some Lamborghinis.
But that is like, you add money and there is drama.
I want the drama. I want,
it's gonna just look the exact same. Like, like every WNBA player I'm aware of that makes like a certain threshold, when I walk in a room, they act just like every other NBA player in the room. Right. They literally are just like, who is this person? I don't know you. Goodbye. Yeah. I see he's tall. No, I don't know him. Goodbye. That's all. You don't act any.
Can you talk about a little bit about the money that is overseas? Like, is it a good enough?
Talk about the money that's here, bro. There's way more than enough money to pay the WNBA players. Yeah. Just if we're talking about a system, when I was in college, the NCAA signed a 10-year, $4 billion TV deal, and like 6 people watch college basketball until March. You can build anything you want to build it, and also where did that money go? You know, it's like, when people actually realize how much or how many people influence what they consider good or bad. I played basketball in a lot of leagues where most people aren't dunking. Koreans aren't dunking like that. Yeah. People still love that product because it's what they know. Yeah. It's taken care of. Have you ever played against a women's basketball player? Like, we used to play against them like in college a lot. They're like basically as good as us. And I say that, the word basically, like on purpose, because obviously if it's like gets down to it, I guess. Yeah. But I have to activate like my full ability. There's no like, I can like walk through this and just like, no, I got to like really turn on like this. Yeah. She's coming for my head. Yeah. And people don't get that. There's just, we all live in a world of comparison. They say like, the grass always, we all these stories, but we literally learn via comparison. Right. And if you learn something specifically to keep you from learning something else, then that other thing will never shine. Yeah. And I think the WNBA has plenty of opportunity, as it has been shining, to build that base. And the people who know money have already started doing it.
It is so funny hearing people, and because I love the college players that we've been seeing recently. Like, the women's tournament, March Madness, has been significantly better than the men's for the last few years, and probably many more years that I just didn't know. I didn't watch. But like Caitlin Clark is incredible, and like now dominating, you know, Sports and all that. But it's like, there was Caitlin Clarks a while ago, we just weren't seeing them.
The one thing that is different about the last couple of years though is that like UConn was just like winning everything, and they would win so much that it did make the games boring, because they would win by 30. Yeah. But now those teams have like, they built programs like South Carolina and Iowa.
And I think NAL like matters. Like, you know, like Haley Van Lith went to LSU, and like I think that's a image play as well. Like, he's probably going to get more endorsement deals playing in more national, you know, games. And
as more people start to play, as you were alluding to, you're just seeing it like play out. Like, you're definitely right. Like 20 years ago, half the games would end in like 70-point blowouts. Yeah. My college teammate, his name is David Paris. His dad was Bubba Paris from the 49ers, like famous like right tackle. His sisters, twins, went to Oklahoma, All-Americans, 6'5", whatever. Bro, we used to watch their high school games, and they'd win like 140-3. And it's like, that's how people needed that gap to close a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, am I seeing actual competition, or am I just seeing something that looks like not fun to be a part of?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay. This is what I want to do before we play one of our last segments of the show. You both have awesome projects right now. Mo, I want you to pick your project. I want to talk about your book a little bit more. What project do you really want to plug right now? Because you have a bunch.
Dad jokes.
Dad jokes.
Yeah.
Okay. You have a new special called Dad Jokes available
On Veeps, which is Live Nation's streaming platform. It's VEEPS.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then Rod, you have the book
Yeah.
Different Dude, which is available.
So the hardcover is available basically anywhere you can get hardcovers. And then the audiobook also, but Spotify played themselves. You can listen to it for free right now, and
Hell
I still
yeah.
get paid. So
Okay.
you can literally listen to my audiobook for free, and I still get the money because Spotify has a weird business model. Good for them.
We'll put the links to those in the bio, but I want to do this. So I want you guys to pick a player or team comp in NBA history to compare those projects to really sell these people like it's the LeBron James of whatever because of this. To put you on the spot. I think Rod went first, so Mo,
Yeah.
I think we're going to put and take
That's
a second.
fine. No, I'm going to
Think
take a
about
second.
it.
I already got it.
And it's not just NBA.
You already
You can
know
say
what it's going to be.
WNBA. Okay.
No, it's going to be Larry Bird.
Okay.
It's the Larry Bird of all comedy specials. Listen, Larry Bird's dad, he dipped out early for different reasons than my dad. But that is exactly what my project is. It's about finding all of my jokes, like realizing all of my jokes were dad jokes. Like I wrote all these jokes about my dad, but I don't even know him. So I decided to go find him after 20 years of not seeing him. And so it's like a documentary and a stand-up special. And if you like Larry Joe Bird, you're going to love dad
Hell
jokes.
yeah. That was awesome. Okay. We got Larry Bird fans and Celtics fans who watch this. Check out Dad Jokes from Mo Welch. All right, Rod, Different Dude.
I would say it's like if you saw the movie White Men Can't Jump, and it started with Woody Harrelson being a baby.
Okay.
What led him to this point? Why?
Yeah.
Like, you went to high school basketball, you were in college basketball. Why are you here? And the reason I use that movie is because there's not that much basketball played in it for it being the best basketball movie of all time, in my opinion. Because you see the life that's built around the basketball.
Yeah.
And most of it's funny, but some of it's tragic. And I think that my book is, and I don't say this lightly, the very first sports book to ever do this.
Yeah.
Because nobody's ever been that honest about what this is, or even remembers enough of what it was to talk about it appropriately.
Yeah.
I think the more people read it, they're going to be like, oh, damn. It's like that? Like, yeah, it's like that.
Do you think, I mean, and I've read some parts of it and I got to finish it, but like, I truly do think that there is a movie version of it. Have you thought about something like that, like a screenplay or like something that like inspired by your story, like a 90-minute movie?
I mean, it's definitely set up to lead to all that, but in doing the audiobook, I got a lot of that sense also. You know, if you have the physical copy, you know that there's a lot of art choices in there. And turning those into audio choices was an interesting process because I'm like, oh, this could be this can be this. I mean, there's literal commercials in the audiobook that are for the book because we're playing a weird game here, but yeah, I don't know. Again, it's free on Spotify. It's free.
Yeah.
They're paying. I don't get why. They've chosen to do this. They're the market share. I don't get it.
Check those out. Okay, we're going to take a quick break and we're going to come back and we're going to play a topical game that I don't even know really what it is yet, but Max, our producer, always comes up with fun ones. So we'll be back on Casuals in a quick second. All right, we're back at Casuals. Now, anyone who's watched the show knows we don't like to end the show on just boring conversation. We like to play a little game. In this edition, or this week's episode, we have a game called Dirty Work, which I very quickly told Max to come up with. I don't really even know how it goes. So we're going to have our producer, Max, here describe or tell us how Dirty Work works.
Yeah, so it's pretty simple. We're basically going to watch different Draymond ejections.
Okay.
A recent news item is that Draymond is now back playing basketball after a 12-game suspension. His latest ejection happened after he choked Rudy Gobert.
Which was wild. What'd you guys think of that?
That was fun.
I thought it was goddamn wild. I can't believe he still.
He went straight to him. It was very strange to watch. Okay.
Yeah, it was really fun. I kind of.
But remember when Rudy started COVID, though? I mean,
that was crazy.
I always tell Megan that.
If everyone who gave someone COVID gets choked out, we all get choked out.
And I always think the NBA has so many like 30 Rock type moments where it's like, yeah, the guy who's like, what's COVID? And then,
and he has to be French and do it with an accent. Like,
yeah.
I don't know.
And then cut
it's the
to,
worst way.
I have COVID, the first person on the planet with COVID. Okay. Draymond ejections.
So yeah, we're gonna watch some Draymond ejections, and then I want you guys to kind of rank it on a scale from 1 to 10. 1 being like it's not worth an ejection, and 10 being like that was assault. I think he should be jailed. Jail time.
Okay. I'm going to guess the average is going to be 9.9. But let's go through this
I was
together.
already in my head. I was like, a lot of 10. But we'll see.
Yeah. Okay, clashing with Clark.
Here.
Let's watch this one.
Fouls. The final decision goes out.
Ooh, I remember that
10.
Draymond Green.
I'm coming out because
one. Oh, yeah, we got to definitely watch the celebrate or the reaction afterwards.
They haven't announced it yet.
So I wrote this in my book. Now, Draymond, now that the light's on him so much, he doesn't really get away with it anymore. But you can make anything look accidental, and him trying to like catch him at the end is such a bitch-ass move to me that I'm going to rate it a 12. Don't play with me. You brought me down with my collar, bro. That's
It's like
injury.
punching someone in the face and then catching them and letting them down slowly. You already did the thing. Mo, give us a number.
Honestly, I was going to go 9, but the dance, like there and back, like he did like a down and back skipping dance. And after, I mean, it's so blatant, just like
I think that's why this is a 12.
Yeah.
Last year, right?
Was it?
I think it was a couple years ago.
Yeah, a couple years ago.
Okay.
And he's got to bring his teammates into it. Like
what
you know.
is this?
I mean, that's very like AB after, but remember when Antonio Brown, like he retired mid game and like paraded around the.
Like you're not opening for Jay-Z, bro. Like, no one can. No one, or maybe you are. No one wants to see this act.
I think, and you guys can speak to this, like in the air, any sort of that contact is the worst kind of contact. Like,
Yeah, but also like, look, it's not even halftime.
yeah,
You know, You're like,
yeah.
It's game 1. It's not even halftime.
Oh my God.
We're setting the tone, bro.
Okay, so scores. You give it a 10.
I'm gonna give it a 10.
Yeah, same.
Okay, a 10, and I'm going to give it a 10 as well. So, doing my quick
That
math.
was supposed to be the least of them.
be pretty chill.
Oh my God!
dance was
Opened
not
with that.
chill.
We opened with it.
He went to see the wizard right afterwards. So what's a 10?
How many of these are there?
There's 8 of them.
Okay, cool. This I don't remember this one.
And finally, he's human. And now we got a fight. We have a legitimate fight here.
Legitimate fight here.
Yeah, legitimate.
Bay Area.
Sorry, who was that got in the fight?
I'm trying to figure it out.
It's Draymond and Bradley Beal.
Gotcha.
Oh, really?
It's involved.
It's a little hard to see what's going on here, but
They'll show replay, right?
yeah.
He already has one technical.
Yeah.
See how this
Poor Todd being in the mix is like a little scary as a.
defense. You got the ball. You're ready to go.
See how ripped his jersey is here.
Oh my God! Yeah.
You had a headlock going on.
Yeah, like the malice happened towards the end of the game. Like this is before halftime.
And it was a blowout and all these other factors.
Wow.
I didn't see any punches.
So they're just like
Tug of war, but
in a wrestling ring
His jersey's ripped
to the ground.
in half.
I don't know if I can give this a 10 because I feel like he lost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, so Max, give us some context here. Did they like what was the call?
It was a double.
tech?
It was a double ejection, I believe.
Double ejection.
Yeah, or at least
Wow.
a double technical.
And was there a reason why? Like, were they just kind of just?
I think there was just a
on
lot
each
of
other all
talk
game?
going back and forth, and it just got a little chippy.
This is where the
You know when I bet you it's one of those things where it's like you're pretending like you're boxing out a little bit, and then it's like, oh my arm, you're
little like elbows to the ribs.
Yeah, I used to like do, especially in the playoffs. I would play the whole season normal. First game of the playoffs, I just take one finger and line up. And
Yeah.
with it. Like,
we got
talk about pissing someone off. Jesus Christ. But this is just an L. He just got it. He like it. This feels like the type of thing where you just say something to a guy that you know it's like would never piss anyone else
Yeah.
off except him. Like,
Yeah.
your mom did my laundry, bitch.
Okay, so what
He
scores
got it
we
in his
got?
head.
Mo?
I'm gonna give it an 8. Although I do appreciate I appreciate the tear on the jersey, and I also think it's a horrible advertisement to buy jerseys when they tear like that.
When they tear just in one game. Okay, Rod?
I'm gonna give it a 7. It's hard to give someone a 10 when he took an L.
Yeah. And I don't know. I'm asking for more context, but I know it's not going to really matter or change my score. I want to give it a 6 as well, because you know what? I'm judging also these on kind of like how wacky of them are. Like,
right?
Just like a classic, like in your face or like the bear hug isn't as wacky to me. So I'll give it a 6.
It gets wackier.
Oh, it does get wacky.
What?
No, as we go. As we go.
Oh, and this is legendary. Okay.
By a team. Curry had a notion there to Barnes.
Yep.
Oh wow.
So we get a different angle a little bit later on.
This was so dumb when it happened.
And a double foul's going to be called.
Was this the JR series or was this later?
No, this is
Where,
2016 when they won.
JR, like, what are you doing?
No, that's later. This is when the Cavs came back from 3-1. And
okay.
Which I think a lot of people blame Draymond because he was doing shit like this.
Yeah.
As other Max Warriors fan.
Well, Stephen A calls it a stimulus package every time. And I'm like, you don't have to revisit that every time you say LeBron James' name.
As somebody from the Bay, I hate Draymond.
Wow, you hate. And have you ever liked him?
No. Wow. No. Like, as soon as I
They
saw...
don't really like dark skins up there. That much. It's a light-skinned city.
And
Look at the
why,
team.
Max.
If you're dark, you're good at Kuminga. Wow. What happened to Wiseman? Wow.
No, I didn't like that. He's just pulling out this fucking weird shit. It's like, bro, just play the fucking game. It's so whack.
So as you can see here, LeBron kind of puts his balls in Draymond's face in the beginning.
He's trying to get that like step over.
He like steps over him, and then Draymond swings his arm under.
It's beautifully played by LeBron. Mm-hmm. And that's the guy you poke the bear. It's not you don't poke LeBron. You poke Draymond because he'll get suspended. He'll get a flagrant.
Oh, it just keeps going.
Yeah, this is where it escalates to a technical.
He gets a technical here, and that gets him suspended for Game 3.
Yes,
because he had like 22 technicals or something.
Yeah,
it's like what?
And that's
what
when
are you doing?
The Lakers ended up coming back. But so the Warriors won this game.
I believe.
Riddle me this, CJ.
Yeah.
Now, if this ever happens, a lot of people would be really mad at me, but I've always thought that fines should be as a percentage of the salary, not as just a number. Because when you're the lowest guy on the team and you get a fine, it's like half your goddamn money.
Yeah.
And if
That
you're Draymond
hurts.
Green, you end up with 22 technicals.
I
So
agree.
which are we trying to curb?
That
Dude
hurts.
from the Jaguars threw his drink on someone, charge him 1% of his money.
Yeah.
I like that idea.
It
Yeah.
escalates a 0.5% each time you do it again, bro. So let's talk.
Mo,
I agree.
What do you think?
Okay.
Score-wise.
I'm going to give it a 7 because, well, I don't really think LeBron is trying to do the whole walkover thing, but he still does it. And, if you walk over, it's right there.
Yeah, like Ty Lue could have done this and we all would have understood. Mm-hmm. But that's what made it more iconic for Iverson.
That's so wild, though.
Okay, Rod, give us a number on this one.
This is another 10.
Yeah.
This whole thing is a song and dance. Like, first of all, the only reason LeBron even decided to try to step over him is because Draymond, like, laid down so flat for no reason. Like, you're in the play's moving. Nobody, I don't care how hard you get hit down. If you want to contribute, you get right back up. He went like full, like Devin Booker after he hit that shot.
Right.
As soon as LeBron started to step over him, he's like, hey, your balls. Like,
It definitely, that's the problem with Draymond. It's a lot of non-basketball movements.
That's a
It is. It looks like he's just slipping in like a thing of butter on purpose. And he's like, oh,
You're right.
this is how I pull off punching someone in the balls.
Okay.
He's acting. He was playing dead, and then he like walks over him.
Yeah. I think I'm going to give it a 9 because now they're just like buddies. And I don't know how much of buddies they were now, but I see a little bit of LeBron, what he was doing here, and it was, provoking him a little bit. So that's why I'll subtract a, but it's don't hit anyone in the balls. That's always like, And to be honest, it doesn't hurt that much for the most part, unless it's a direct hit. But it's such a like cartoonish way to get in trouble.
Yeah, I guess maybe because I don't have balls, I just don't have empathy for this.
I mean, most of the people I've ever played with who try to hit people in the balls also do not have balls.
Yeah, that's true. Metaphorically. All right, next one. This is a recent one.
Green, just such a great pass.
Oh, right.
Beal just picked up his third foul. And now Green runs over Nurkic, and he'll be called for the foul.
This is the backhand, the spinning backhand.
The Bones Jones hit.
Indicating they will go to the monitor here. Nurkic is down in a heap.
Like
That one is crazy.
It's right over Nurkic.
That one hurt.
that's the problem with the 10-point
We'll
system.
see if there's anything.
And so the problem with that one is, how do you explain it?
There's something that happened like 7 minutes ago in the game, and someone like Draymond like can't let shit go.
Yeah.
Probably something happened, and Nurkic even checked out, and he's like, and then probably again, this is me not even knowing the setup. Stuff like this happens all the time. Then so Draymond goes to the bench, Nurkic checks back in and Draymond looks at the coach like, "Oh, put me in. It's time. It's go time." Because there is nothing about that play. Did Nurkic do anything?
Yeah.
He just stood there.
It's I'm like, that's like when we were kids, when you're like, oh, the best fighting move is spinning like a helicopter. You know what I mean?
It reminds me of when you're a kid and like your sister hits you and you're like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why
And, like,
are
go
you
across
doing this
the
to
room.
me?
Mom, she just threw me against the wall.
And that's the thing is like, I think, you know how like they say our like moral compass, or like there's an angel or good on like angel on one side and like the devil on the other. Like he has two devils and they're both like, dog, do it. What are you waiting for? Yeah, what's he waiting for? Just do it. You know what I mean?
I was like, as you were, I thought you were going to say angel and devil again, and I was like, it's just one big devil behind them. Like, do it, nigga. Like it's not soft. It's like yelling it at him. It's like,
He's like lighting a cigarette, waiting for it to happen, and watching. All right, next one.
Do we do ratings on that
Oh
one?
yeah, we got to do ratings. Yeah, this is again. If I could go higher than a 10, I would.
Yeah, 10 for me.
Yeah,
I'm going to give it a 10 and also 5 stars. Because he connected on the bunch.
Yeah.
That's a whole different movie.
100% on Rotten Tomatoes for this.
yeah. Stomping on Sabonis. Oh yeah, this one.
This is my least favorite one.
He just tries to act like.
So wild.
Sabonis is down. Let me say this. Draymond stepped on him, but Sabonis grabbed his...
I actually could explain it. This is... I hate this for Bull. I give this a 10 to him too.
So does he kind of hold him or no? That's after he gets
I give
stomped.
Sabonis a 10 also.
Yeah.
He didn't get ejected. I wish he did because they actually lost this series because of this.
Right there.
To me, the Kings, because once everyone realized Sabonis is just a fall down ass Negro, they didn't care anymore.
He is kind of like a sneaky flopper, right?
That whole series, he spent like 60%. Like I remember watching the game, like, oh, is he on the ground again and again and again? So he's on the ground doing this stuff every play.
And I hope Sabonis...
Now Draymond's still gonna get ejected because he
Right.
did that, but I actually remember being like, someone had to step on this dude. He's gonna lay on the ground in everybody's way. This is crazy.
Mo, do you have any sneaky floppage in your game?
I do not fall at all. If I'm falling, it is just like
It
is a mistake. Even for years, I'm like, I'm not getting injured.
Yeah, like if you get injured, like you go home and you have to tell your wife, like, hey, I got injured and fell to the ground, or like got a broken nose, or like you get in trouble for that.
Yeah, I also never. It's so rare that I call fouls.
Yeah.
Partly because I don't go to the basket anymore, but
Yeah.
but also I just don't like. Yeah, you don't like that.
Yeah, no, if I'm on my back
don't like
during
flopping.
basketball, pick a basketball, I'm just like,
Yeah.
I shouldn't be doing this. I don't know if you guys know this, maybe Mo, you might, but I like snapped a grade 3 ligament sprain on my ankle at my bachelor party because we rented a cabin with a basketball court.
And you flopped.
No, I didn't flop. And this is like an
The
injury, I
ankle
guess, injury talk. But my wife, we were getting married. Luckily, 4 months later, and that was enough time to heal. But I was in a brace for 3.5 months. Like there was a chance it was looking like I was going to be in a cast during our ceremony, and that is not a good way to start a marriage.
It was a great story though for everyone that played basketball.
Yeah.
CJ fucked up his ankle at his bachelor
Because I was trying to do a putback dunk, and I've never dunked before. So, anyways, Draymond rating here. What do you guys think, Mo?
I'm going to say, I'm actually going to give it a 9 because he did grab his foot first. So I'm going to give him a little leeway on that one.
Yeah.
I'm going to give him a 7 here. And it's because he could have also, if all things considered, if you're going to get ejected, he could have put some weight on that chest.
Yeah.
That was a warning shot to get up off the ground.
Yeah.
I remember the bitch-ass play at Sabonis. I don't think the Kings win a series until he learns to stop doing that, and I think he will, but that was a learning moment. You got to lay on the ground, you got to get stepped on.
Yeah.
I think they both got theirs just due.
What? Your phone's a Draymond fan. Here, I'll just turn it off there.
What do you think, CJ?
The AI robots are coming after us. I think it's, to me it's you know what, the point about Sabonis, it takes away from it a little bit, but it is a stomp is wacky. That's like that's how you punch up jokes. Then he stomps them. You know what I mean? So I'll give it an 8. Yeah.
I didn't realize the titling on the front, on the top.
Gobbling up Gobert.
Have they all been alliteration?
Yeah.
Oh, dang.
So this is the latest one. This is before the 12 games.
I want to see how far away from him he starts when this choke happens.
What is going on with that?
He wasn't even a part of it.
Oh, yeah. Steve Kerr.
Draymond came in to defend.
And he doesn't let go.
Very quickly. Look at Klay Thompson's jersey. It's ripped up.
And then this game proceeded to be so weird.
Scuffle.
Yeah, no shit. You see a 7'6" guy get choked out by the neck.
We were talking about before halftime. This is within 2 minutes.
Wow.
This was before anybody had scored.
0-0.
Yeah.
Is like Draymond going through like a divorce or something? Is there something else in his life where you could come in that emotionally imbalanced to start a game?
LeBron didn't text him back.
Gobert didn't. Like, maybe they were supposed to go out to Applebee's the night before, and they were going to be family when they left.
I want to see who would.
I don't understand.
So yeah, this was the latest one, right?
Yes.
Before the 12-game suspension. Where do you rate this one? The choke.
I wish I could see a close-up of the choke because I'm only really
is there
seeing.
a close-up there, Max? Maybe later on.
Oh, there we go.
They have the other angle, right? Because the other angle is like really, really good.
Yeah,
you see Gobert's face.
We've seen all the legendary pictures.
It doesn't matter even if you make contact. If you swing at somebody, you're gone. Okay, look at him on the left side over here. Yeah, they just.
Oh, there we go. Oh my gosh! Yeah.
Box him out.
Oh yeah. Oh my
He
god.
immediately taps out.
Yes.
His instinct was like, I don't do UFC.
Wow.
This is the angle where I think it looks the most aggressive.
Gobert had Klay in a head.
Right there.
And Draymond's not feeling that at all. So
And like full force pulled him.
This ain't that.
It's insane.
It's like
He only got suspended like 11 games.
Yeah.
Gobert comes in and
Okay, what do you guys think?
That is like.
Can you
for
put a number
sure
on it?
A 10.
Yeah, yeah.
He's like. It's like he's watching a lot of action movies and like trying to do the moves.
Yeah, like
Jumps on his back.
he has like Mortal Kombat special moves, like finish him.
It does feel like he just like learned Krav Maga and was like, I'm gonna jump in right then this game starts.
Yeah.
Like Neo in the Matrix. I know it. I gotta tap into it now.
Like he's the kid where they're like, oh, he learned it from a video game, and you're like, no, he didn't. But that's the kid who actually learned it from a video
Think
game.
about go back through all of his moves. He learned all of them from children playing video games. The backward swinging hand.
Yeah.
The up to the balls, the play dead.
2K's got to do that, like add in
They should.
Oh, they'd be goated for that.
like a fighting system or whatever into it. That's how you make it realistic. I've seen this dude in the Philippines makes those like WWE video game mods of Draymond fighting in the ring against these players. They're pretty great. So 10s across.
Yeah, I mean, again, I got to go higher than a 10. For
Yeah.
This isn't anything.
5
Not basketball.
stars.
The other ones at least had
$30
some
tip.
sort of like oh, you can be that upset and do that. This is just a whole nother space, bro.
Are any of his teammates asking for this too? I mean, like, he's just like doing Big Brother stuff,
not.
and it's like he's not even a part of this fight. This is
No, I don't. I think the Warriors are getting close to not wanting this anymore. I mean, it also probably not helps, but the rest of the team isn't playing very well. Chris Paul just got injured. Like, I think this series of these events are leading them to possibly implode.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
As you were saying that, we didn't even consider that Chris Paul is now on the team. Could it
was
be that
this-
they really never worked out the beef?
Yeah.
And just having him in the lock, like, I know how players work. Like, it's so much smaller than that. Like,
Yeah.
I could just be someone who suggests a better suggestion than you a lot. And you're going to be like, bro, every time I walk in the locker room, you got something to say, dog. Because you're coming out in games like this. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
I'm not joking. Like, it doesn't make sense. Something has to get you riled up between the time when you get there and this happening. Because you don't walk in that mindset. You build up to it, but you don't get there from jump.
But that being said, there is a team out there who will give him the max because he won those championships. I bet.
Who do you want to give him the max?
I don't want anyone to give him the max, but it's going to be the Lakers.
the Lakers.
You know what's funny is because I'm a Laker fan, I was just thinking every other team. That would be super upsetting.
It would be.
That would be super
and
upsetting.
that's very much fitting with what they do.
Holy shit.
But yeah,
It's a tens across the
tens
board.
across the board. How many more are there?
There's two more.
Okay.
And one of them is technically not in a basketball game.
Yeah, this
Tumbling pool.
This is potential jail time. Now, everyone felt bad for
So
Poole,
he didn't get ejected. He got kicked out of practice. That we're calling the ejection.
Yeah.
right? Yeah, he's somebody who's getting ejected from practice, like suspend or like technicals in practice. This is a punch. That is a sitcom punch. That is like falling back on a mat. Let's sell it.
Whew. And wait, hold on. When you said earlier punch and try to catch, were you referring to this?
No, I forgot
it
he
looked like
did that.
it doesn't when he tries to catch him.
I think he regretted it after he hit him that hard.
You like literally like caught him afterwards.
Yeah. Because I think he thinks it's okay.
I'm like, those are intense and excellent reflexes, sir.
Yeah.
To lunge unsuspectingly, connect, and catch. Those are 3 different leg plants alone.
Yeah, this isn't 1,000 for me.
Yes.
Is this not even fair because it's not like an actual like
The
regulation
thing
game?
is, I just keep forgetting about the other ones. And you're like, damn, Draymond. And you're like a good player. Why do you do this?
Yeah, when you see all the evidence like this on a slideshow.
And so, like, I was telling my friend, I was like, oh, I want to rate, because I think my kid likes basketball, and who the hell knows? He's freaking 20 months old. But I'm like, oh, I want to like really show him the art of intangibles and like rebounding and like, you know, defense and playing that type of way. Because I think like, oh, maybe he can be in the league if he like really becomes a master of that stuff. And Draymond's one of those guys I would show him, but then he would see all this other shit, and I'd be like, but don't punch your teammate out in practice.
Yeah.
I mean, again, if your kid develops type of reflexes to do this, I say let it rock.
Oh my God. Yeah, but we're doing MMA then. We're not like...
I don't give this a 10. Because I know what a guy like Jordan Poole is like to deserve this.
Wow.
But really, really look at this. How many guys have their back halfway to the situation before the punch goes down? These people are talking. He pushes them. Like, nobody wants to deal with this. Mm-hmm. They clearly don't want to deal with Poole. Mm-hmm. The only reason we're talking about it is because this is on tape. There have been a lot of practice punches before. He probably deserved it.
Ooh.
And look, even then, look who runs in. It's the trainers and stuff. It's not like, who's there just standing, like...
Is that
right there?
Yeah. Juan Toscano?
He doesn't move.
Damn.
No one in a red shirt moves.
Yeah.
Because they do not care.
Yeah, they're like, man, that's Draymond, and that dude had it coming. All right. There's one side of it for sure. 6. Wow.
Because he earned it. The more
You're
the other
helping his
person earns it,
averages
the
out.
less I have to give it to, like, the Draymond that's crazy to me is the Draymond that is responding to nothing.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, final one. I don't know how many more of these I could take anyways.
Yeah.
Just one last little fun one.
Oh, yes, Steven Adams.
Addles?
Oh, it's supposed to be apples.
Is Addles a new word for balls?
This is more ball work.
Goes Adams once again.
This was like the start of it all, right? This is the same series as the Cavs.
Living on the floor throughout the
Is this the one OKC?
Not the same series, but yeah, this is where they shot the bed because look, I think OKC goes up 3-1 in this series, and then the Warriors came back.
Oh.
And then the next
Kicks.
series, the Cavs come back. But yeah. That's
It's just a
crazy.
karate.
There is no like, hey, I was going up for a layup. It was.
That is not a natural movement for coming down from a play, and your foot is going up.
And the fact that he quickly like did a spin out, like the opposite, like couldn't have been me. Like, it was you. What I like about this making the list is that you're right. This was the first one, and I remember intensely arguing with people. They're like, that couldn't have been on purpose. I'm like, not only was it, it is what like guys like him are designed to do, to make you question if it. And here we sit a decade later. It was all real. This was the start of it all.
Yeah. It's only continued and gotten crazier. 10. It's a 10 for me.
Yeah.
10.
Oh yeah, 10,
10?
for sure.
10's across the board.
10's across the board.
Okay, I mean, I think...
What are we doing with these numbers?
They don't mean anything, obviously,
Yeah.
but I think, like,
They average out to 9.9, like I said, I bet.
So pulling Brandon Clark to the ground was a 10 for you guys, and the Nurkic swing punch was a 10, and the chokehold was a 10, right? So... I mean, they're all tied basically for the most egregious fouls. This man is a convict.
Menace.
He's a menace.
Jail time.
All right. Well, we'll see how maybe we can do this game again with another 8 at the end of the season.
Do you think, like, when he goes through, like, it's like 12 games or whatever, it's like, so do they make him go to therapy, and do they choose a therapist, or
They're not doing anything.
Yeah.
I'm like, what is happening?
Part of me thinks Silver is like, all right, now we have a new storyline and all that other stuff. And they're probably going to play up his... Did he already return to the lineup?
I think so, or he's about to. But they apparently he wanted to retire after this.
He said he thought about it. Yeah, that's hilarious.
On his own podcast.
Exactly.
Yeah, to talk me out of it, man, because you know I'd be kicking.
Yeah.
And I told him if I have to stop kicking.
And I think the funny part of he said on the podcast that he was hurt when KD said, I hope he gets help.
I hope he gets help.
Just like my former teammate showing, or like, I hope he gets help or gets support. And he's like, I was offended. That's mean. But
you kick dudes in the balls.
Yeah.
Let's refer to the first clip we saw where he skipped around the court like that. He was like, there's nothing wrong with me. Everyone does it.
Yeah.
No, it's just
not everyone does this. All right. Well, that has been Dirty Work, and that has been another episode of Casuals. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. And we're going to link... Follow Mo, follow Rod. They have a ton of great projects. Anything else that you guys want to plug before we get out of here?
Nope.
You got shows you're opening for Brett Goldstein?
Oh, yeah. Find me on the road. Brett Goldstein on tour.com, I think.
Okay.
And I'll be in most of those cities, including Chicago, in like 10 days.
Nice. Rod, you got the improv shows and some other art shows?
Yeah, I got shows at UCB monthly, shows at in the meantime in Silver Lake monthly. I want to shout out my favorite corporation, Spotify, because again, I don't understand their model, but my audiobook is free there, and I get
listen
paid.
to that shit.
So
read it
go
too.
Listen to it. That's all I got.
All right, Mo and Rod. That's been Casuals. Follow us, subscribe to us, check out the other videos. I went to Arkansas to meet Austin Reeves, and that video popped off, and I think we're going to be doing some more fun videos like that. So thanks for watching the Return of Casuals. We'll see you guys next time. Peace.